Yvonne, China seems to be on very high alert given that we do have the NPC coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, we're just days away, and there is pressure leading up to this political gathering after it was already pushed back because of the outbreak, and now they're dealing with another headache with at least 22 infections spread across 3 cities and 2 provinces. We're talking about Jilin and Liaoning province. Jilin City is under a partial lockdown right now. Bus and rail services have been halted. Residential compounds are closed off, and schools that just reopened are closed again. That's after 6 new cases of infections were found there. And these 6 people came into contact with a cluster in Shulan, which went into lockdown on Sunday. So this has now become one of the biggest clusters that's emerged in months now in China. And these are cities that border North Korea. There is no confirmed link between the latest cases that we're seeing and the isolated country, but there are fears that an outbreak there is spilling over to China. North Korea has yet to confirm any COVID-19 infections, but the U.S. military suspects there could be cases there. Another threat is a little bit up north. That's also in Russia, which is seeing one of the biggest outbreaks in Europe with more than 230,000 cases and 2,000 dead.
Yvonne, in the meantime, India announcing these new stimulus measures as the economy continues to be devastated, right? The massive rescue package that we're seeing form, what are the key takeaways?
Right. So these latest steps account for roughly a quarter of the $265 billion rescue package that Modi had outlined. The rest have been some of the monetary measures that were announced since February. But this was a whole laundry list of stimulus measures, 15 that were targeted towards some of the small businesses. The finance minister announcing a $40 billion of soft loans to the SMEs, a $12 billion cash injection to some of the power distribution companies, and a $6 billion partial credit guarantee for the shadow banks. These are the lenders that are finding it hard to raise money, and these moves are aimed at encouraging banks to issue fresh loans to these shadow banks who then can offer credit to consumers as well. Also lowering the tax rate for service providers to put cash in the hands of the people. So we saw markets soar on the news. As you see, the Sensex saw its biggest gain in nearly 2 weeks. Bonds, which fell on concerns of the budget gap widening, actually reversed losses. And perhaps because these are more credit guarantees, Bloomberg Economics says it shouldn't have a big fiscal burden on the government. Will it work? Economists say, while the actual cash outgo is not too material, the steps to improve liquidity will help. It depends, though, how quickly the credit guarantees are going to be taking into effect. So the economy is still on course for its first annual contraction in 4 decades.